finally tonight, as promised, a special comment on the passage last week of Proposition 8 in California, which rescinded the right of same-sex couples to marry and tilted the balance on this issue from coast to coast. Some parameters as preface. This isn't about yelling, and this isn't about politics, and this isn't really just about Prop 8. And I don't have a personal investment in this. I'm not gay. I had to strain to think of one member of even my very extended family who is. I have no personal stories of close friends or colleagues fighting prejudice that still pervades their lives. And yet, to me, this vote is horrible. Horrible. Because this isn't about yelling, and this isn't about politics. This is about the human heart. And if that sounds corny, so be it.
I think this is just a justice issue for human people and human rights, and so the entire excuse of they don't like the image of two men or two women walking down the aisle. I'm sorry, I couldn't even marry my fiance because of the new passage of Prop 8.
All white.
Yeah, I just hope that everyone can change their hearts and their minds, and hopefully things will shoot better for better times. Freedom for everyone.
Says my church's definition of marriage has never been the same as Californians. Prop 8 does not change this. Separation of church and state, religious freedom, Proposition 8 is a threat to religious freedom, and I, as a religious person, am really concerned about that. The churches who don't want to recognize gay marriages don't have to. My church doesn't recognize millions of heterosexual marriages because we don't believe in divorce and remarriage. Right. So we don't need an amendment for us to do that now. We don't need one to not recognize same-sex marriage. Our church is safe. Well, it was safe until they started legislating religion. This makes it clear that I'm against it.
We're talking about civil law, not religion. Religion's another topic. We're not voting on whether somebody can have religion or not. We're voting on whether somebody can have equal rights. I don't have a gay driver's license. I don't drive on a gay road, and I don't want a gay driver's marriage license. I want a marriage license, the same one they get. And it's a civil issue. It's not a religious issue.
It's not religion. It's Christianity. It's Hinduism supports gay rights.
The unfortunate thing about the unfortunate thing about religion is that it's used to be the ultimate form of expression, that if I have a religious right, I can circumvent any rights you have. And that's wrong in America. It doesn't matter, that's something you practice at home. Don't bring it into my house and tell me how I can't live based on your religious perspective, because it doesn't matter in terms of civil law. A judge is not going to say, are you Christian? Let's give you special rights. Or any other religion. And I really feel like it has no place in this subject.
If you voted for this proposition, or you support those who did, or the sentiment they expressed, I have some questions, because truly, I do not understand. Why does this matter to you? What is it to you? In a time of impermanence and fly-by-night relationships, these people over here want the same chance at permanence and happiness that is your option. They don't want to deny you yours. They don't want to take anything away from you. They want what you want, a chance to be a little less alone in the world.
It took 52 years for women to get the vote in 1919. I certainly hope it doesn't take us that long to get our basic civil rights. It seems very, very simple, very basic. Most of the Yes on 8 propaganda was predicated upon there being something wrong with being gay or lesbian in the first place. And they just weren't saying that. They were trying to behave as though they weren't bigots, but still getting that negative message out there. So, you know, it's hard to argue with that without lowering oneself to their level. And so that's why I wanted to do this and say it this way. Because if it affects this group, it's going to affect another group. But we just can't allow that sort of attitude.
You know how they say like what's called restoring traditional marriage and stuff? Restoring traditional marriage means like back in like 67 and stuff when blacks and whites could marry, like blacks could marry other blacks. It's all the same. So like, why go back to all that? It's just going to stir up more stuff now.
I keep hearing this term redefining marriage. If this country hadn't redefined marriage, Black people still couldn't marry white people. 16 states had laws on the books which made that illegal in 1967.
Even if you don't know anybody, it's just in your heart that it's wrong.
It's like we breathe the same air. I mean, like, what do you have that I don't have, you know?
If you honestly think about it, is a lot of the people who do oppose it are mostly misled by a lot of the lies that were spread by the advertising campaigns.
Yeah, about schools and stuff?
Yeah, for example, being taught in our schools.
You never teach marriage.
Yeah, we don't even teach traditional marriage in school. That's not even an issue. And that, you know, churches would lose their tax exempt status. That's a load of crap. There's no reason why that would be an issue.
The parents of the president-elect of the United States could not have married. In nearly 1/3 of the states of the country, their son grew up to lead. But it's worse than that. If this country had not redefined marriage, some black people still couldn't marry other black people. Marriages among slaves were not legally recognized. You know, just like marriages today in California are not legally recognized if the people are gay.
My marriage and the 10 years I've been with my partner have nothing to do with them. I'm going to wake up next to her every day for the rest of my life, and I may as well have rights when I do it.
The sanctity of marriage. How many marriages like that have there been? And how on earth do they increase the sanctity of marriage rather than render that term meaningless? What is this to you? Nobody is asking you to embrace their expression of love. But don't you as human beings have to embrace that love? The world is barren enough. It is stacked against love and against hope and against those very few and precious emotions that enable us, all of us, to go forward. Quote me anything from your religious leader or book of choice telling you to stand against this. And then tell me how you can believe both that statement and another statement, another one which reads only, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you."